Hi everyone, this video is on adding and subtracting surds. So let's go through an example. Um, Here we go. We've got square root of 18, add square root of 8. At this moment in time, I cannot add these surds. So adding surds reminds me a bit of collecting like terms in algebra, where you can only add if you have the same letter, same power. When you want to add or subtract surds, they should have the same square root. So in order to add surds, the first thing you need to try and do is, if it's in this form, you need to try and simplify it, and that's the previous video we did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a ladder for 18 and for 8 in a bit. Here we go. Start off with 18. So 18, we use the prime factors. Start off with 2. So 2 goes into 18 9 times, and then 3 goes into 9 3 times, and 3 goes into 3 once. And then we'll do the same thing for 8. So 2 goes into 8 4 times, and 2 goes into 4 twice, and 2 goes into 2 once. So what we have is square root of 18 can be written as 3 times 3 times 2, and square root of 8 can be written as 2 times 2 times 2. And as we saw previously, we need to try and identify some squares. So 3 times 3 is a square, 2 times 2 is a square. So that can be further written as, oh, I forgot the equal sign, here we go. Square root of 9 times 2 plus square root of 4 times 2. So the square root of 9 is 3, so I can write it as 3 root 2, and 3 will come outside of the square root, and then the square root of 4 is going to be 2, so I'm going to write that outside of the square root. Now at this point we can see that both surds have a square root 2, so they are like terms now. They have the same square and they have the same surd at the end. So 3 root 2 plus 2 root 2 will just give me 5 root 2. Okay, now we'll try an example on subtraction of surds. So let's rub this off. Here we go. So we have the square root of 50 minus the square root of 18. So same thing like last time, we start off with the ladders. So we have 50, 2 goes into 50 25 times, then 5 goes into 25 5 times, 5 goes into 5 once. And we've already done square root 18, but just for practice again, we have 2 9 3 and 3. Okay, so the square root of 50 can be written as 5 times 5 times 2 minus the square root of 18, which can be now written as 3 times 3 times 2, and that's a square and square, so I can just write as 25 root 25 times 2. Now those of you who can just jump to this step straight away, you don't have to do the first 2 steps, but it helps you if you're not 100% certain. So the square root of 25 is 5 root 2, sorry, square root of 25 is going to be 5, and then the root 2 over here will remain under the square root because it doesn't have another 2 to multiply with to get it out of the square root. And the square root of 9 will be 3, which is outside of the square root, and that root 2 will be there. And then 5 root 2 minus 3 root 2 will give you 2 root 2. And that's how you add and subtract surds. Hope this helps.